Hey, Gwen? That last time, what hospital were you admitted to again? I remember there being that really famous doctor and everything there, right?
Huh? Joel, why are you asking me about that? The last time we even talked was 3 years ago, just before you went and divorced me. And since then, you haven't said one thing to me.
Has it really been that long since the divorce?
Yeah, it happened because you were cheating on me with my sister Elaine.
Is that what happened then?
So what is this all about? You were looking for the hospital that I went to back then? I didn't think stupid people like yourself could get sick with anything, but I guess even memoryless idiots can get ill, huh?
Nice one. Well, this time it's not me that needs to go to the hospital, though. It's your sister Elaine that's not feeling well at all right now.
Wait, what? Mika's the one who's sick?
She went and had a health exam done on herself, and something pretty serious came up when she did. The doctor at the clinic told her she needs to have more tests done on her to pinpoint what's wrong, and so I was thinking of taking her to the hospital you went to. See, I'm really worried about her right now, and I need her to go to the best hospital there is in this region.
I see. Well, how considerate of you, Joel. I remember when I had that bad collapse from overworking and you just told me to suck it up and deal with being that sick.
Well, you didn't have some kind of really bad illness.
And in the end, my condition only worsened until I had to be rushed to the hospital and taken for scans.
And it cost a lot of money to pay for those scans, didn't it?
Do you know why I was so sick, Joel? Because I had to work my butt off to pay your debts. You never wanted to tell me about how you secretly got into gambling and racked up such a debt, and that led to me having to work from sunrise to sunset every single day trying to get the money you needed. And yet when my body couldn't take any more of the abuse and I was sent to the hospital, you never once came to visit me.
And? What good would visiting you have done again? It's not like me being there with you would have cured whatever was wrong, and it sure wasn't going to help me pay off my debts.
Don't be so ridiculous, Joel. While I was in the hospital after being overworked because of you, you were out cheating on me with Elaine. I don't even think you were going to work anymore to help pay off your debt. And a long time later, when you finally came to visit me there, all you wanted to do was talk about getting a divorce after you threw those papers on me.
All right, I remember that happening too. I remember you were just lying there doing nothing at all in that hospital bed, and the moment I pulled those papers out, you began to bawl. Seeing that ugly crying face you had then made me laugh so much inside.
What?
I'm telling you right now, Gwen, a woman who collapses from putting in a little bit of extra work deserves to be left. When it came to your sister Elaine, she was able to pay off all that debt I was in no time. Being with a career-based woman working for a massive company is the best. Because she's working so much, I was able to quit my job and I'm a stay-at-home husband now.
That's right. I had heard about how the two of you got married, but I never expected that you'd quit your job and become a stay-at-home husband afterwards.
Well, Elaine is the one supporting me now, so that means if her health isn't at 100%, then I need to get her back to that pronto, which means I need you to tell me the name of that hospital you went to so that I can get her there for testing.
Help me, Gwen. I don't know what to do about all this anymore. First, I had to talk with Joel again, and now I'm having to hear from you? What is going on with you two? Why do you both keep on texting me about all your strange crap now? Don't call it stranger crap. I am seriously in need of your help over here, Gwen. I was diagnosed with a serious illness, and it's going to require me to get a kidney transplant. You're going to have a kidney replaced? The other day, Joel was telling me about how you had some health issues and needed to get more testing. But I didn't think things would get that bad for you. Right? I told him the hospital I went to before, and after that, he had finally shut up. And we went there. Did you end up getting all the testing done that you needed? Yes, and the doctor insisted that I start looking for someone to be my donor right away after what he discovered. Thankfully, Joel was being very proactive by saying we needed to get those tests done right away, or who knows how long I would have waited on them. But anyway, it turns out that both of my kidneys are screwed and I'll need to get at least one new one to beat this disease. I see. I knew that something was wrong because I had noticed some swelling at my sides, but I never thought I'd have a life-threatening disease. Well, having 2 diseased kidneys is a very serious thing. And for a lot of people, they don't ever beat the illness in time. And that's why they're saying I need to get a kidney transplant as soon as possible, Gwen. They've been giving me some medication and such to slow down the progress, but I need a new kidney soon or else I'm going to be stuck on a dialysis machine for life. So please, Gwen, could you give me one of your kidneys? What was that? What makes you think I want to give you one of my precious kidneys? You're the only person I can ask for this. And it's not like you only have 1 kidney, you have 2. So? Right now, your cute little sister is in serious trouble and needs one of those 2 kidneys you have. So as my big sister, you have to help me, right? You're going to ask for my help right now after what you did to me 3 years ago? Why don't you ask your husband now for one of his kidneys? He has to have 2 healthy ones as well, right? I can't ask him to do something like this for me. But I thought you and him were destined for one another, and that's why you stole him from me. With such a strong fate as that, he must be the one to give you one of his kidneys. That's impossible for him, though, and that's why I'm not going to ask him. Are you worried that he might leave you if you ask? As someone who's experienced him firsthand, I know what the asshole is like. And since you were dating him at the time I was hospitalized, you should be aware of the kind of man he is as well, right? Well, it's not my fault he went for me while you were sick. He told me he hated troublesome women, and that's why he made the move on me first, and we started dating from then on. Bingo! Gwen, I cannot tell someone like Joel how serious things are. Are you afraid that he'll do the same thing to you as he did to me then? Worried that maybe while you're in the hospital he's going to find yet another woman and replace you? I don't think he'll be able to because he loves the money that I earn him, you know that. But there's always a chance he might. A big chance, I think. I heard about how Joel turned into a stay-at-home husband after you both got married. He told me about how you have this really good job that pays well and that he wanted to stay home to support you. But if you're going to be hospitalized for some time now, you won't be able to work and make that money he loves you for. And if that happens, he's going to want to move on to another woman, right? But he shouldn't. But he will. Can't you see he's the kind of unfaithful trash that is willing to replace his wife the moment something goes wrong with her? If he runs into an even more successful woman than you while you're in the hospital, you can kiss your husband goodbye. But I don't want him to leave me. Then your only option is to ask him to give you one of his kidneys so you can get over that disease right now. But having to do that would be a big deal for him, and he doesn't like that. So you're going to have to figure out things soon before you become too weak and end up in the hospital like I did, and before he leaves you and you lose your chance of getting a new kidney. But, Gwen, I can't tell him about it. I really want to tell him how serious this all is, but I'm afraid. I can't trust that he'll stay by my side throughout all of this completely anymore. Well, that's too bad. It's really sad that you can't trust the man you married to love you, but that's what you get for what you did to me. Now, if you're really not going to be able to tell him about what's wrong with you, you're going to have to hide it and hope someone else along the way gives you a kidney. There isn't going to be anyone else because I'll be placed on this long list of waiting patients, and who knows how many years that will take. That's why I'm asking you now to give me one of yours, please. And I'll say this one more time. Absolutely not. I hope you find the courage to talk with Joel about this soon, Elaine. Come on now, Gwen! I'm asking you to please give me one of them. Don't you want to help your poor little sister who's in trouble right now? I can sympathize with you for being ill and all, but I do not feel bad for you one bit. Also, I don't even have to help you now, considering you're not like family to me anymore. Now, goodbye forever, Elaine. I wish you the best of luck getting over that illness. No way!
You get to this hospital right now! Gwen, come here and give her one of your kidneys right now. You heard from both myself and your sister about how ill she is and that she'll need a transplant now. She even asked you to give up one of yours, but you refused her, right? Why did you refuse her?
Well, it seems that Elaine was able to tell you about how sick she is. Why don't you go ahead and give her one of your kidneys, Joel? She is your beloved wife, after all, and is suffering through a lot. Why don't you go ahead and give her a kidney to show her how much you love her?
I can't donate one of my kidneys to her? Are you serious?
What do you mean by you can't? I already looked this up, and online it said you don't have to have the same blood type even to donate to another person. So as her husband, you shouldn't have any problem at all giving her one of yours, right?
The problem isn't the blood type, but me. I can't handle getting on the operating table and having surgery like that done. I know that we all have two kidneys, but the thought of having to lose one of mine really scares me. Having two of them reduced down to one is like losing my life by half.
But from what I've heard, you can live just fine with only one.
But here's the thing, I don't care how close the person to me is that's sick. I don't want to have to give up one of my own kidneys to save them. Even if it's not going to harm me in any way to lose one, I want to keep it.
You really are just as cold-hearted as the day you left me, even towards your ill wife.
You're the cold-hearted one, Gwen. You're her older sister of all people, and yet you're just going to abandon her? It should be you giving her your kidney, not me.
You're despicable to me for asking someone else to give up their kidney because you're too selfish to let go of one of your own. And what makes all of this even more annoying is that I'm your ex-wife.
Don't worry about that, though. I'm not asking you to do this for her for free, okay? I'll give you something in return for your kidney, so it'll be a fair deal.
You're going to give me something in return if I give her one of my kidneys?
If you do go ahead and give her a kidney, then I'll pay you. How does $5,000 sound?
Sorry, Joel, but I don't need your money. So no matter how much you offer me to do it, I'm not going to.
What?
Do you understand now what this means? This means I really do hate the both of you just that much. Yeah, I feel a little bad for Elaine right now, but I'm sure as hell not going to help her. So if you're not going to donate a kidney to her, then you'll have to watch as your wife withers away.
Are you kidding me? I'm offering you $5,000 right now and begging you to do this for us. I get that we're divorced now, but you were once my wife, Gwen. And as my former wife, you should be obeying what I'm asking from you.
What?
You can't say no to me. My words as your former husband are absolute here. I have the money on me right now, so you come here and take it before getting on that operating table.
What?
As the older sister, you should be willing to do whatever it takes to help Elaine. If you were to abandon your own family right now, then you'd be viewed as less than human. So you get here right now and give her one of your damn kidneys.
What sister are you even talking about? I don't have any sisters.
What?
I don't have a little sister anymore. 3 years ago, after I learned that you'd been cheating on me with Elaine, I made sure to cut ties to her right then and there. So you trying to persuade me into giving up a kidney for her because she's my little sister isn't going to work.
How can you say something so cold as that? Even if you cut ties to her, she's extremely sick now. Both of your parents passed away a long time ago, which makes you the only family she has left, right? Are you really just going to abandon her like this?
Yep, because she was the one to betray me first. She's the one that knowingly took you, my husband at the time, away from me. Which means I no longer have any sister worth risking my own life for.
Don't you give me that as an excuse. I'm sitting here asking you to please just donate one kidney and you're still refusing? If you don't come here and save her life right now, I'll never forgive you.
You think I care that you won't forgive me? We're not even married anymore, yet you act as though you're still my husband and like I still care about what you think. Maybe while you're there at the hospital, you should have a doctor take a look at your head. I'm sure they'll be able to diagnose something seriously wrong with your head.
No way!
Now, I'm tired of having to talk with you about something so meaningless to me, so don't you ever contact me again. All you are is just some coward who's too afraid to donate one of his own kidneys in order to save his wife. Goodbye. You're a real jerk, Gwen. Why won't you help me right now? Even Joel was trying to convince you to come here and help me, but you told him off as well. How about instead of bothering someone who has nothing to do with you guys, you handle that as a couple would? I think you're better off trying to convince your husband to give you a kidney than some rando. But I can't, Gwen. I can't even get a response from him anymore. What? I think Joel went and abandoned me. He told me that he would come to the hospital to visit me again today, but he still hasn't shown up. I got worried and gave him a call, but he wouldn't pick any of them up. Then when I was about to call him again, he sent me a text saying that he wants to get a divorce. Wow. So he's doing the same thing he did to me, to you now. I never thought that he'd actually go through with something like this, Gwen. I already have it bad enough knowing that both of my kidneys are trying to kill me right now, but having to hear that the one person I love wants to leave me? He's such a jackass. I understand how you must be feeling right now. 3 years ago, I felt the exact same way you feel now. I was already in the hospital having to battle an illness when I learned that my husband that never visited me wanted a divorce, and that he'd been cheating on me with my little sister. The despair I felt then was indescribable. I'm sorry, Gwen. Back then I was only thinking about myself and Joel and ended up hurting you so much. I'm really, really sorry. So please, could you come here and help me? You're the only one who hasn't fully abandoned me yet, right? Even if you want to apologize for all of that now, it's too late. I no longer consider you family or a part of my life. What? But Gwen, if you leave me for real, then I'll be all alone. Goodbye, Elaine. Good luck living with that illness of yours for however much time you have left. This is the outcome you get when you go and live a life all about yourself and not anyone else.
Gwen, let me inside your house right now. I was able to find my way all the way to your house after all, so let's live together again. Let's you and I go back to being a couple again.
What? You just got up and abandoned my sister and now you're wanting to get back together with me? How much more selfish can you possibly get, Joel?
Oh, come on, don't be so cold about this. Deep down, I know that you're really happy to hear that I'm back.
Bull crap, I'm happy you're back. I absolutely hate your guts, Joel. So don't you ever say such stupid nonsense about me again.
Did you know that hating someone is just another form of being interested in them? If you really do hate me as much as you say you do, then that means you have still not forgotten about me. In other words, you still do have some feelings for me, right? You still love me, don't you?
What?
I promise I won't ever betray you ever again, Gwen. Even if you become really sick again and end up back in the hospital, I promise that I'll be there for you. So come on, let's get married one more time.
Are you kidding me right now?
You're still single after 3 years because you've been waiting for me to come back to you, right?
I'm not single, though. I'm married to a new man now. So how about you shut your damn mouth right now and leave?
You're married? Wait, when did that happen? How could you have gotten married and not told me anything about it?
Huh? Why does it matter to you what I do after we got divorced, Joel? We're not a thing anymore, remember? That means I don't have to tell you anything about what I'm doing in my life.
Don't start joking around with me. Tell me, who's the guy you married? Tell me the name of the man who dared to lay hands on my woman.
You've already met with him before, actually. My husband was the doctor that told Gwen about her condition and that you ran into later in the hospital when you went to see her. He's the one who would be performing her surgery if she ever gets a donor as well. He was the doctor who took care of me when I was a sick patient in the past, after all.
What?
After he took care of me while I was recovering, we started to go out with one another, and we just got married last year.
You got married to that doctor?
He was the one who supported me through my journey to overcome all the terrible cards I'd been dealt. And even after being discharged from the hospital, I'd go back to him for a follow-up. That's where our relationship to one another really developed and how we eventually got married.
No freaking way! You actually got married to a doctor? I can't believe this right now!
He was telling me about you this past week, actually. He told me that you were so unwilling to give up one of your kidneys for your wife that you refused to come into the hospital anymore. And before that, you were asking him all these questions about when you'd be getting an insurance payout for Elaine if she passed away.
Wait, that had nothing to do with money, okay? To me, insurance and all of that is very important. And when I found out that Elaine didn't have any life insurance, I had to beg the company to let her on my insurance plan and get the doctor's help with that. But he refused to help me because he's such a stubborn jerk.
Don't start getting my husband involved in any of your insurance fraud schemes then. No wonder he refused to help you with that. Why would he ever want to do something like that for a man that could easily save his wife's life?
Hey, Gwen! Let's get back together, all right? I'm sure it was a long and tough journey for you to find that doctor after the divorce, but I didn't leave you because I hated you. I'm betting that you coming back to me will make you a much happier wife than you are with that doctor.
I'm not doing that. I already had to say no about giving up a kidney for my conniving little sister, and now I'm going to have to say no to getting back together with a cheating man like you. I'm never letting you or my sister ever waste any of my time or my body ever again. This is it, Joel. I am blocking your number forever now.
Wait, what?
Goodbye now. I really do hope that after you've divorced Elaine, you can find yourself a woman who makes lots of money and never gets sick. Though there's always a chance that you'd end up in a hospital bed next and have to waste away all by yourself.
That's never gonna happen to me.
But look at you. You're getting older just like I am. However, you haven't been taking any care of yourself at all and look like a whale. So it's only a matter of time until you have to do your time on the hospital bed.
But that's why I'm asking you to come back to me, Gwen!
But I'm not asking for you to come back to me, so bye-bye. I hope you can get your life back on track so that you're not next in line for one of those oh-so-scary surgeries. After all of that, Joel went and quietly walked off my property, and after taking some time to think things through, went back to the hospital to be with Elaine. He went there and poured his heart out, saying he was sorry for saying he wanted a divorce, and that he really wanted to stay with Elaine more than he first thought. However, after having heard about wanting to divorce her and come back to me, Elaine told him that he was the worst man ever, and that if he wanted her to forgive him, he'd have to donate one of his kidneys to her. That was her deal to him, a kidney for them both to remain together as a married couple. But Joel, feeling as though she was using the divorce as a weapon to force him into surgery, told her she was being unfair and that he'd never give her a kidney no matter what. Since then, those two have been having daily shouting matches in Elaine's hospital room about whether or not it's going to be a divorce or Joel donating a kidney. According to my husband, though, he said that pretty soon here security is going to have to kick Joel out of the hospital because their arguments are causing too much trouble for all the other patients. He also told me that the waiting list for a kidney transplant is very, very long, and so Elaine's only chance really is for Joel to donate. Because if he doesn't, there's a very high chance that Elaine will have to stay on dialysis forever, and that may lead to her having a sooner than normal death. Either way, I don't really care what happens with those two, and since I've never been in a situation as crazy as that one before, I can't really sympathize with Elaine anymore.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.
Good afternoon, Madison. So tell me, how's the funeral? Actually, you know what? don't tell me. I don't really care. But, it's over now, right? Is everyone gone yet, or are people still just hanging around and talking? There you are, Leah. Where have you been all this time? You knew today was your father's funeral, so don't pretend like you forgot or something. But yeah, congratulations. You managed to miss the entire thing. The funeral just ended a few minutes ago. Now, if you don't mind me asking, just what have you been doing all this time? I've been trying to get a hold of you since this morning, but you never texted or called me back. Aw, did I miss it? What a bummer. I've been dying to go to my dad's funeral. Get it? Dying because he's dead. You were being so obnoxious with your constant calls and texts that I just completely turned off my phone until just now. Seriously, why would you even think I wanted to go in the first place? Funerals are so dreary. Leah. And besides, I have been super busy this entire morning. I have so much to do and so little time. I haven't even left my dad's house since I got here. What has it been now? 10 years since I've been to Dad's house. But everything is still basically exactly like it was when I last saw it. Madison, I don't think I need to remind you of the fact that you are in our house right now. Would you mind explaining to me why in the world you think you have the right to just go inside without our permission? And what's this about you being busy? What are you doing in our house? Huh? What are you talking about? I was born in this house, you moron. My dad literally built it with his bare hands. And by literally, I don't actually mean literally, but you get that, right? In just one lifetime, he went from being born in a dirt-poor family to starting his own company. Then, as a testament to his wild success, he built this massive mansion. And starting today, he will finally achieve his ultimate life goal. Passing it all on to me, his daughter. This was never your house, and it's never going to be your house. But it is our house. No, it's mine. I'm the firstborn child, not John. What, did you think you were actually going to get the house when you married my little brother? Get real. While you were busy staring at my dad's rotting corpse, I've been busy clearing all your crap out of my house. You'll find it out in the front yard. I suggest you pick it up quickly. The forecast calls for rain tonight. And never come back to my house ever again. Hold on, Leah. You're throwing an awful lot of information at me all at once here. So, I guess the long story short is that you want the house and all of your dad's estate? I don't get what's so confusing about that. Think about it. Who is his firstborn child? Well, you, but nothing. It's me. I'm the firstborn child. You know what that means, don't you? Well, I suppose in the past, the birth order may have had more of an impact, but inheritance laws have changed since, the Middle Ages. That's where you're wrong. Laws mean nothing. I'm the firstborn child, and that means this house, this land, and all of Dad's money is now mine. Did you really think that just because you lived with him for a few years that he was going to leave you anything? We've never really thought too much about what happens with your dad's estate. Oh, yeah, sure. I'd believe that. Admit it. That's what the last 10 years have been about for you, taking my inheritance away from me. I bet you thought you were going to get away with it too, didn't you? You played your part so well, always being helpful, taking care of Dad as his health got worse. Every time you changed his diapers, you were probably shutting out all the nasty images by thinking about his money and how you were going to spend it. Well, sorry, but you weren't planning on one very important thing. I caught on to you. That's why I had to work fast during the funeral while you two were out of the house. Now there's no way you're getting any of Dad's inheritance. It's all mine. Leah, that is shocking, to say the least. You really want to keep all your dad's inheritance for yourself? You bet. It's all mine. This house, the furniture, the gold, the jewelry, his bank account, stock portfolios, everything. Remember, he was the sole proprietor of his company when he died, so I bet he's got millions stashed away, and I'm not going to give you two any of it. When your dad got hurt, he asked us to move in with him to help him out, and we willingly agreed. We've done everything for him since then. We've cooked for him, cleaned for him, and yes, like you said, I even changed his diapers for him. We even planned and executed his funeral all by ourselves. You never helped us out with any of that. That's what you get for marrying the youngest child of the family. John can do all that menial, boring crap. That kind of work is beneath me. Besides, Dad always favored me ever since I was a little girl. He gave me everything I ever wanted. I've never had to work a single day in my life. He wouldn't have wanted me to deal with any of that stuff. He just wants me to stay his pampered little princess forever. And when you married my loser brother, you signed up for the job of being his live-in maid. So I don't get why you think you're entitled to anything of my dad's. All you did was do your sacred duty to him. I don't recall agreeing to any such arrangement. You don't have to agree. That's just the way of the world. Fish gotta swim, birds gotta fly. Women who marry the youngest son of the family gotta change their father-in-law's diapers. And besides, you had tons of fun living with him, didn't you? You get to keep the memories of the time you shared with him for the rest of your lives. That should be more than enough inheritance for you. Tons of fun? What are you referring to specifically? Did you really think I didn't know? It's a small town, Madison. Word travels fast. I've heard all sorts of things through the grapevine about you, like how my dad was giving you a bunch of spending money every month. I have no idea what you're talking about. Again, drop the act, Madison. I know everything. Dad was giving you two tons of money to thank you for living with him and taking care of him. And you were using that money to take luxury vacations all around the freaking country, you greedy moocher. What? Luxury vacations? That's news to me. God, you are determined to keep up this facade, huh? Whatever. Dad always spoiled you, so don't you give me any BS about how you were working hard to take care of him. It wasn't just you living there. You had John to help you out too. Between the two of you, how much work could it possibly have been? Seriously, you already got to live in his sweet house for 10 years and take a bunch of his money, but you want more? How greedy can you be? Okay, I've heard enough of these baseless accusations. None of that is true. I have never taken a single cent from your father. I just caught you, Madison. You denied taking his money, but you didn't say anything about all your luxury vacations. You were going on trips at least 2 or 3 times a month and always staying in super expensive luxury hotels. How else can you explain that other than taking money from my dad? I mean, with how much you were out of town, it makes me wonder whether you were really looking after my dad or not. Did you just leave him in his bedroom with a bottle of water and a bag of chips while you were jet-setting around the country or something? Yeah, that's got to be it. My poor dad. He didn't deserve to live out the last years of his life in the care of such a lazy, greedy, careless, heartless moocher like you. Leah, that is enough. I am not going to sit here and let you keep insulting me like this. Do you have any idea how difficult it's been for us these last 10 years? Do you know all of the things I had to do in order to take care of your father? And not to mention, you never helped your dad with anything. You never even came to visit him once. So no, I'm not going to listen to any criticisms from you about taking care of your dad. We agreed to live with your dad because we love him. We were never after his money. Oh, is that right? Well then, I guess you won't have any problem with me taking the whole pot. I won't give you or my dorky little brother 1 single cent of the money I'm getting from Dad. I'm keeping his extravagant estate all to myself. If you could stop monologuing like a supervillain in a comic book from the 1980s for 5 seconds, I can clear everything up for you. John already disclaimed his inheritance. Oh, really? Awesome. John sure is a good little boy. He knew he didn't have any right to Dad's stuff. All right, well, that makes my work a lot easier then. I thought I was going to have to use Dad's money to hire an elite team of lawyers and sue you. Now I need to get my things sorted out in my new house. Get your crap out of my front yard and never darken my doorstep again.
Hey there, Madison. I just got your message. Tell you the truth, I've been expecting that she would try to pull a stunt like this for some time now. I guess the only thing that surprised me is the fact that she made her move so quickly. Like, she didn't even wait until Dad's funeral was over. I'm really sorry you had to deal with all of that.
Don't worry about me, I'm fine. Are you still talking with some of your relatives at the funeral home? I'm sorry I interrupted you. It's just that I was so shocked by her audacity that I felt like I needed to talk to somebody about it. That, and also that it seemed important for me to inform you as soon as possible. Anyway, as soon as I got done talking to her, the very first thing I did was call a moving company to come and pick up all our things from the house. They hauled all that away to a rental locker, so that's fine. My next order of business was to book a place for us to sleep tonight, And I thought we deserved a treat, so I went ahead and reserved the penthouse at the Palatial Hotel downtown.
Holy cow! You booked us that room?
I told you, we deserve a treat. We've been working so hard for so long. And it's not just about the funeral today. For the last 10 years, we've been dedicated solely to taking care of your dad. From the day we moved in, we started cleaning and cooking for him, and then his health got worse, and we gradually took on more and more responsibilities. Plus, this funeral was wonderful. We had people flying in from all over in order to come, and we coordinated that all by ourselves.
You're totally right. A bunch of Dad's old business associates even came in. I had so many old dudes I didn't know come up to me to shake my hand and tell me how much they respected my dad.
And your sister Leah never even lifted a finger to help us. It was all you and me and our incredible teamwork that made this happen. So yeah, we definitely deserve a break for the first time in 10 years.
You know what, Madison? You're absolutely right. We're finally done for 10 years of hard work and dedication to my dad. And now, it's time for us to make up for all the fun we've missed out in the meantime.
That's the spirit. Really though, what is your sister thinking? She actually woke up today and decided to start a fight over inheritance before your dad's body is even in the ground.
I told you, I was expecting she'd do something like this. She's always been selfish, greedy, self-centered person, ever since we were kids. But even I was shocked by what she did today. She went into our house and threw out all our stuff on the front yard while we were at our dad's funeral. Just when I thought I couldn't be any more disappointed in her.
You should have seen how happy she was when I told her that you had already disclaimed your inheritance and she was free to have everything she wanted.
Yup. That's also just like her. She's like a kid at a birthday party who sees a massive box and starts getting super excited without even knowing what's inside of it. In this case, the box is completely empty. I would pay money to see her face when she opens that box and finds out.
Yeah, I can't blame her for not knowing, though. Whenever we tried to talk to her, she would just ignore all our texts and calls. She threw everything on us all at once and never even cared about your dad enough to call him from time to time. She didn't even know his condition had gotten worse until after he had already died, because she never answered her phone.
You told me that she had bragged about how she was the favorite child. And in all honesty, she kind of has a point. Dad was super lenient on her. She would always force me to do her chores up until I was old enough and strong enough to fight back. But even when I told Dad she wasn't doing any of her own work, she never got in trouble even once. I don't know. I guess maybe that's how all dads treat their daughters to an extent.
I think your dad was probably an exceptional case in that regard, but that would certainly explain why she had no qualms about totally abandoning any responsibility she had to care for her elderly father. No thank you, no sorry for dumping everything on you, just snark and bizarre medieval, I'm the firstborn child egotism.
Yeah, but hey, it's enough about her. We've got some celebrating to do. I'll pick up some drinks and snacks on the way to the hotel room. We'll meet up there. If you get there before me, go ahead and order whatever looks good from room service.
Madison, where are you? Pick up your phone this instant. We need to talk. Would you mind explaining to me where all of my inheritance is? I can't find anything anywhere. Good morning, Leah. I'm going to go ahead and skip over the fact that you demanded I pick up the phone after ignoring my calls for years. I don't think that requires any comment. As for your inheritance, I'm pretty sure you're standing in it right now. You know, the house that you took from us yesterday. I'm not talking about the house, you moron. I'm talking about money. Cash, stocks, bonds, gold, jewelry, anything with monetary value. I have been looking all over the house since last night, but there is nothing here. I found all my dad's bank cards, but when I checked the balance, there was barely anything there. What did you do with all of my dad's money? That is my money. You had no right to take it from me. I'm not hiding anything. You found your dad's bank account information. That's good. Whatever's left in there is your inheritance. Congratulations. What do you think I'm texting you for? I am telling you that there isn't anything left in there. Oh, that sucks. Then I guess you're not getting any money from him. Now, if you'll excuse me, I am going back to bed. I was up late drinking with your brother, and I'm rather hungover and twice as sleepy. You're not going anywhere until I find where you stashed my dad's millions. There is no chance, zero, that this is all that's left of his fortune. I did the math, and all of Dad's non-real estate assets, including his bank accounts and a few tiny stock portfolios, add up to just a couple $1,000s. He ran a frickin' company, Madison. How did a guy who built an entire company from the ground up die with this little money to his name? I don't know what to tell you, Leah. We didn't take anything of his. Whatever is left in his accounts is all that he had. If you think there's more somewhere, you're welcome to look all you want. After all, his entire house is yours. You can rip open the mattresses, tear down the walls, pry up the floorboards. I don't know, maybe he has a chest of buried treasure in his backyard. Grab a shovel and start digging, I guess. Your attitude is really pissing me off right now, you know that? If I didn't know any better... Wait, that's it, isn't it? Leah, I really want to go back to bed. Can you just get straight to the point and accuse me of whatever nonsense you've got in mind so I can deny it and go to sleep? You did take all of my dad's money, didn't you? I had a feeling that was coming. There's no other way to explain this. You and John knew I was going to come for what was rightfully mine, and you went and hid it all before I could get my hands on it. I should have suspected that was your plan when you were willing to hand over Dad's entire estate to me. You knew his accounts were all empty, and you had already cleaned them out. How long have you been planning this, huh? I'll bet you've been moving his money around a little bit at a time for years to avoid suspicion. And Dad's dementia got pretty bad towards the end, didn't it? That was when you finished stealing it all, wasn't it? You took advantage of a weak and feeble old man to steal the money he had always wanted to leave his favored child. You are sick, Madison. Sick, both of you. That's projection if I ever saw it. You're the one who moved all of our stuff out of that house while we were busy attending your father's funeral. No, Leah, we did not take your dad's money while he was suffering from dementia. Unlike some people around here, we don't do underhanded things like that. Then where is all my dad's money? What happened to it all? I know he was loaded. You had better have a pretty damn good explanation for this. I was supposed to start living a life of luxury today, but how am I supposed to do that without any of my dad's money? I do not believe you're innocent. I have every reason to believe that you and John are the culprits.
Calm down a second, Leah. Madison was telling you the truth. That really is all that's left of Dad's money. I'm sure you're wondering why you're not getting the massive inheritance that you were counting on. And the answer is very simple. Dad spent it all by himself.
What?
Oh, please, for the love of God, Leah. Stop throwing all these baseless allegations against Madison and me. If you want someone to yell at, you can yell at me. Madison doesn't deserve any of this, though. He was incredibly kind to our dad for all 10 years that we've been living with Dad.
Wait, something's different. Madison, is that you?
No, Leah, it's me, John, your brother. I was sleeping rather soundly until Madison came and woke me up a moment ago. She told me she wanted me to see what you had been saying to her via text.
Oh, all right, then you start explaining. You said Dad used all his money on himself? What do you mean by that? Dad's not the kind of person who would waste all his hard-earned money. He always lived an incredibly simple lifestyle. He said that was because he remembered the hard times he went through as a kid and didn't want to waste any money. His only hobbies, as far as I can remember, were things like walking and reading. Nothing that costs that much money.
That was true while he was still working. But after he got hurt, he started to change. Big time.
Change? Like how?
You remember when Dad was in a car accident 10 years ago, right? Ever since then, he hasn't been able to walk the same. That's why he asked us to come and live with him. It was also ever since then that Dad started to change. The lesson he took from the accident was that you never know what the future may bring, so you should enjoy it while you can. So he started doing a whole bunch of things he always wanted to do.
His lesson wasn't just that he shouldn't be driving anymore?
Trust me, we tried to drive that point home, but nothing we said got through to him. So yeah, he started doing a new hobby basically every month, each one more expensive than the last. One day, he decided he wanted to try his hand at fishing. So what do you suppose he did? He went out and bought a top-of-the-line state-of-the-art fishing pole. For whatever reason, he thought the most expensive one would be the best one. So he bought a pole that was actually made by a high-end fashion brand. The price tag was over $10,000.
What? $10,000 for a fishing pole?
Right? But that was on the cheaper end for his hobbies, actually. Seemed like each new hobby he wanted to try out was more expensive than the last.
That's insane. And you were responsible for him. Why didn't you talk him out of that ridiculous spending?
He tried to encourage him to buy cheaper things, but at the end of the day, it was his money. He worked hard to earn it, and he deserved to spend it how he saw fit. We didn't think it was our place to tell him what he can and can't buy.
I know what's going on here.
You do? Then please explain.
You didn't stop Dad's crazy spending sprees because you didn't want him to stop. You wanted him to spend as much as you can so you could get your slice of the pie. You made him buy 3 of everything, didn't you? 1 for each of you. Oh, you think this is funny? You think it was funny when you encouraged Dad to waste all of my inheritance away? You disgust me. You took all his money. You made him buy you a bunch of expensive stuff, and Madison made him take her on luxury vacations. Every cent that he spent on you is money that should be in my bank account right now.
Whoa, wait, luxury vacations? Is that what you think Madison was doing? If it was her choice, she wouldn't have gone on any of those stupid trips. She only went along because Dad made her come with him.
Huh? I don't get it. She didn't want to go on a luxury vacation?
I'm trying to tell you, those vacations were anything but luxurious. After having his fill of trying out every hobby that has ever existed, and some that he made up, he got bored. As it turns out, being an old man of money to burn and being bored is not a good combination. His next mission was to travel back in time and right all the wrongs he had ever done. He wanted to pass away without having any regrets. The fish thing he wanted to do was go and find the first girl he had ever fallen in love with and see what she was up to these days. That girl, for the record, was someone he had met in elementary school. Next, he wanted to go and find a friend that he had a fight with in high school, so he could finally apologize after roughly 80 years. The trips that you were referring to were all times when Dad dragged Madison to all corners of the country to look for some random person from his past. And every single time they went, Madison was on the hook for booking, transportation, and lodging. And looking for the person Dad wanted to see.
Wait, so you mean those weren't just luxury vacations?
I don't know. I guess they did stay at some pretty nice hotels, but be that as it may, I can assure you that Madison didn't find them very luxurious. Remember that Dad isn't able to get around by himself. That means she had to alternate between holding his arm when he wanted to walk and pushing his wheelchair when he got too tired. Whenever she got back from one of those luxury vacations, the first thing she always did was go straight to her bedroom and pass out.
She was that tired?
Even still, she kept going with Dad wherever he wanted to go.
All right, I get it, but that doesn't change anything for me. I'm still left with nothing.
Yeah, about that. That's not entirely accurate. You're actually left with quite a bit less than that.
Huh?
Did you think Dad blew millions of dollars on hobbies and trips? No way! That's mathematically impossible. No, he blew most of it on his now failing company.
It's failing?
Dad's dementia started setting in. He started to lose his legendary business acumen. He pumped more and more money into projects that were doomed to fail. Toward the end, he actually had to take out quite a lot of debt in order to keep the company afloat.
He was in debt?
Why do you think I disclaimed my inheritance? I didn't want any part of that.
Oh no. How much? How much debt did Dad have?
Do you really want me to tell you?
No, but tell me anyway.
About $1 million.
Oh, is that all?
Is that your honest reaction? Or are you just coping?
I'm just coping. $1 million? Why didn't you tell me? Oh my God, if I had known, I would have disclaimed my inheritance too.
Why didn't you know, Leah? The answer to that question explains a lot about your current crisis.
Well,
it's because you never talked to Dad. If you have just called him every once in a while, you'd have known his dementia was advancing. You'd have known about all his hobbies and his failed business ventures. But since you didn't even give him the time of day, now you're left on the hook for paying off his debts.
you mean I have to pay off $1 million debt by myself? How am I supposed to do that?
You know, I actually have a great idea in that department. Would you like to hear it?
Duh, it's not like I have any ideas of my own.
It's very simple, actually. Step 1, get a job. Step 2, work. Step 3, pay off Dad's debt. Good luck.
With Leah's complete lack of redeemable skills, working it off was not actually a viable option. She had no choice but to sell her dad's house, which just so happened to be worth roughly $1 million. That freed her from debt, but left her homeless and penniless. Her adventures weren't over yet, though. She thought that since her father managed to build a massive company from scratch, that she could do the same. She took on a massive loan of her own to start a cafe, which didn't go very well for her. It seems she didn't inherit her father's business sense after all. On the day her cafe opened, she realized she hadn't even come up with a menu yet, so she had to make that up on the fly. While she was writing the menu, she left the gas stove on in the kitchen. This caused a fire that burned down the building. You might be thinking, she had fire insurance, right? Wrong. She's now working on yet another business idea to hopefully pay off the debt she took out to start up her cafe.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.
Hey Gianna, guess what? I have super big news to tell you. Your best friend, me, is finally being married. Congrats, who's the lucky guy? Your husband, Logan. What? Logan? He told me that he wants to leave you and marry me. I've never seen someone so desperate before. It was cute though. Wait, hold up, is this some kind of prank? April Fool's just ended. No it's not. We're actually getting married, so you can divorce him like right now. He doesn't need you anymore. Wait, so Logan is going to dump me to be with you? Exactly. Sorry for stealing him. Don't you feel sorry? You have some damn nerve to do this to me. Not at all, because I finally found the man of my dreams. I'm so happy. To be honest, I was actually jealous of you since high school. What? You probably didn't know, but I loved Logan since elementary school, so I was so pissed off when you started to go out with him. I was thinking, why you? You always liked him, Amelia, but you were happy and congratulated us when we started going out. I'm not a kid. I was so pissed off and wanted to do some voodoo on you, though. But I knew that he would love me one day. I was actually pretending to be your friend, trying to be with him, but you guys ended up getting married. The wedding was nothing but hell. Seriously? But he dumped you, so I guess I was the one for him. We met at the bar unexpectedly, and we started to date on that day. Really? Logan always said that you were really boring, and seems like you don't do jobs of being a wife. You don't cook proper food, and you don't wear makeup. You need to look and be perfect for your husband, you know? Don't cook proper food. I work, that's why. Also, not wear makeup. Who wears makeup at home? Everyone does. Stop making excuses and divorce him already. He needs me. So, you're dating Amelia, right? Are you going to dump me to be with her?
Oh my god, did she really declare war against you? I can't believe she loves me that much.
Excuse me?
She really wanted to marry me, so I asked her to tell you to divorce me. I didn't expect it to be so soon.
So you admit cheating on me, right? I'm going to ask you again, but are you going to be with her?
Yeah, so, can we divorce?
If that's the reason, sure, but just tell me one thing. We dated in high school and ended up marrying, but you don't love me even a little anymore?
Yeah, to be honest, I wanted a divorce earlier because living with you is boring as hell.
What?
To be specific, I came tired of you. We've been living together for 10 years, right? I got sick of looking at you and don't want to see you anymore.
You're joking, right?
Nope, that is when I met Amelia. I think it was the alcohol, but she talked to me how she loved me since elementary school. Any guy would be happy to hear that, right? I don't hate a single-minded woman.
So you're gonna dump me for that stupid reason?
It's your fault that I got bored, or not trying hard enough to be a woman. Also, all you do is work and got even more boring.
Shut up! Who do you think is responsible for this? You unexpectedly got fired from your job, so who do you think was gonna support you with everything?
Why don't you work on your appearance also? You don't want your husband to be tired of looking at you, right?
Wow, you're an asshole.
Seems like you're pissed at me for leaving you so. You better not tell Amelia that I was fired from my job.
What? You didn't tell her?
I'm just keeping a secret from her so I don't ruin her dream.
Logan, seriously.
Cause she's in some la-la land cause she loved me from elementary school. I don't want to break that. It's the same as people not wanting to know what's going on behind Disney World.
Oh, so you're embarrassed to tell her that you work part-time and got fired because you have a big ego, right?
Shut up. Just for the record, I'll be getting the result of the job interview I had the other day. I'll definitely be hired because I have previous working history at the same industry. If I get hired, I'll no longer be a part-time worker.
I see. Okay then, I'll go get the divorce papers ready today. Fill it out quickly so I don't need to see you again. OMG, guess what? We officially got married. I'm finally his wife now. My dreams came true. Good for you, losing a high school friend to marry the man of your dreams. I wish you both the best. Thanks. So, can you leave this place because I'm moving in? What? You're going to live here? I really don't want to live at a place where he lived with his ex, but seems like this condo is quite popular. It has a spa and a gym. I never lived in a nice place like this. Oh, so that's why you want me to leave, right? Exactly. I wanted him to sell this place so that he could buy me a bigger house. But we agreed that we don't need to rush, so I'll live here for quite a long time and find somewhere to live after that. What is Logan saying about that? Why do you ask? Wait, are you trying to stay at his place even though you guys got divorced? You got some damn nerve to do that. Excuse me? Sorry, but I'm the one that's going to be living here, okay? So why don't you get the fuck out? Right back. Okay, will do, but the rent is $5,000. $5,000? I really like the place, but if you really want to live there, that's fine with me. Good luck paying $5,000 every month. What do you mean rent? He bought this place, so there's no rent. We pay rent every month by direct debit. There's no way he could afford this house because he only works part-time. Part-time? Seriously? Yeah, his salary is about $1,000, so I wonder if he could pay the rent. He only earns that little? But he said that he should have a job soon, so maybe he'll be able to pay the rent. He was paid $7,000 for his last job, so if his new job is the same payment, he shouldn't have any problems. Wait, what the hell are you talking about? He works part-time? This place has rent? Don't be joking around, okay? I'm just telling you the truth. If you don't believe me, then ask Logan. While you're listening to him, I'll pack my things and move out ASAP.
Yo, didn't I tell you not to talk about my part-time job?
Sorry. She was in some kind of dream, so I spilled the beans accidentally.
Everything is ruined because of you. I tried so hard not to let her know about this.
Why are you so pissed? You found a job, right?
I didn't get the job.
Why? You were so confident about it.
I bet the executive director of my old job said something to not let me work there, because there is no way that I will fail. I was responsible for big projects and did my best to develop new products for the company. It's also the same industry.
Oh, that sucks, but a company doesn't need a person like you who makes their subordinates be absent or sick.
I never did that. I just got irritated with them because they couldn't get the job done. And I can't believe that one of them was the executive director's daughter.
Everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses, you know.
I know that, but from a person who is able to learn quickly, it's frustrating to work with someone who can't do anything. They're a waste of space.
Wow, you have no room to talk like that. Do you know that I worked hard to save your life when you got fired? Also, I increased my work from home so that we could be together as much as possible because people with big egos like you get depressed when something doesn't go as you planned. But you decided to say that you're tired of seeing me and cheat on me. You don't even make money and you're the one that has a waste of space. Anyways, good luck finding a new job. I'll make you pay the alimony for infidelity, so find a job and pay for it, okay?
What? Why would you make me pay? I don't have a job yet, plus I only work part-time.
That's not my problem. You're the one that cheated, so take responsibility. I can't tolerate this anymore. Why would this happen to me? I was able to marry my prince, but I found out that he works at a 7-Eleven close by. What's wrong with that? This is not the prince I was looking for. He's not perfect the way I thought he was. He was a center of attention on elementary school, president of the school council in middle school, captain of the soccer team in high school. A perfect guy like him works at 7-Eleven? It's possible, so wake up from your dream and support him. He'll never change his job, and also the $5,000 rent. There's no way he can pay that much. He works part-time, and I actually quit my job because I was going to get married. What? Seriously? I thought that I could be a stay-at-home wife since he'll earn a lot of money. I also heard that you earn a pretty good amount of money. You earn $10,000 every month? Yep. Thankfully, it was a company that evaluated my work and I was doing my best to not lose against him since he was smart and it was easy beating him. Looking back, I wonder if he didn't like that either about me. This is bullshit. Why are you living the best life instead of us? What do you mean? Can't you at least find a new job for Logan? Possibly a place like his old job where he earned $7 grand? Why do I need to do that? Because you're his ex. If you decide to leave him, at least leave him after he's all settled, okay? What the hell are you saying? Why do I need to take care of a cheater? I moved because of you guys. Are you seriously going to be making me do this? If you decide to make me do this, I can increase the amount of alimony. What? Alimony? Why are you surprised? I mean, you stole my husband away, so you obviously need to pay. You're the one that told me to divorce, so do not make any excuses to not pay for it, okay? Are you going to make your best friend pay? Yes. Why? I was going to keep the amount if I didn't know the woman, but it's someone close, so I'll make sure that you pay for it. No, wait! I'm going to have a hard time paying the rent, so there's no way I can pay alimony. I told you, it doesn't matter to me. Anyways, I'll send it to you through the lawyers. Since you're both my classmates from high school, I know both your parents' houses, so I don't think that you can run from this. After they both received the alimony, they moved out of the condo immediately and begged their parents if they can help pay for it. They were able to lend money, but their parents said to never come back until they both paid it off. The rumor was spread throughout the hometown, and Logan said that he can't go back because he knows that everyone will give him the cold shoulder. Amelia's disappointed to see him work at 7-Eleven with a blank look on his face and yells at him every day to be the Logan that she once loved. But I don't know if that's working.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.
Aspen, listen to this. I'm going to be getting married. What? Really? My man decided that I'm the one he wants to be with forever. He told me to my face that he wants to make me his one and only wife. Well, that's such a wonderful thing to hear, isn't it? But, about him. You told me before that your boyfriend, he's currently married, right? And he's chosen me over his own wife to be the one he spends the rest of his life with. I know you've told me plenty of times now that he and I are just playing and nothing serious would ever come of it, but this right here is proof that what we have is the real deal. He and I haven't been playing around at all. Rather, we are the real deal when it comes to couples. I can see that now. I am a bit surprised that he wants you to be his wife now, but that's also great for you, I guess. Hey, how do you really feel right now? How does it feel knowing your husband wants to make me his wife instead of staying with you? When was this ever about my husband and I? Well, I have been the one going out with your husband this whole time. So I'd really like to know what it feels like to have been cheated on by your husband like that. What? How come you know about my husband and how he's been cheating on me? I haven't told anyone about that yet. Did you not just hear what I said? I've been the one going out with him this whole time. What? Huh? Thank you so much, Aspen. You brought me the perfect man to make my husband. And it has really helped that I got the inside details from you on how your relationship has been going. Oh, it's been so much fun for me. And man, you always going on about how I've just been fooling around with the man I've been with. Well, take a look at that. It seems like you've been the only one playing around this whole time. Or should I say you're the only one that's getting played? Wait a second, Chloe. What is going on here? So you've been the one my husband's been cheating on me with all along? Well, I'm not really helping him cheat on you anymore since he's going to make me his wife now. Must really suck to end up the ex-wife in all of this, huh? Huh? If you really can't believe any of this, then go ask the man himself. But of course, it's not going to matter now what you're told because it's already too late for you. Starting now, I'm on my way to become Drake's next wife. What is going on here, Drake? Have you actually been cheating on me with one of my coworkers, with Chloe? And not only that, but have you told her that you plan to make her your next wife?
That idiot's already gone ahead and told you everything.
What?
jeez. I told her to keep this all a secret until after we went to the courthouse. What the hell does she think she's doing?
Wait, what the actual heck is going on here? The courthouse? What?
I'm sure you've already heard from her now about what's been happening between us. Well, it's just like she said, and we are planning on getting married. And if you don't believe me, just know that we're heading to the courthouse to hand in our marriage paperwork today. And of course, while doing that, I'm planning on handing in our divorce papers as well.
Huh? You're going to hand in our divorce papers?
Well, I just thought that if I'm already going to the courthouse for one thing, I might as well kill two birds with one stone, you know?
What the heck are you trying to do here? You're going to hand in divorce papers without even talking to me first? I never said I was okay with a divorce yet. I also remember telling you already that until we both want a divorce, we can't just go handing in the documents.
Oh, shut up. I've been waiting for you to give me the green light this whole time, but you took too long and my destiny is waiting. Why the hell have you taken this long to want a divorce from me when you already know I've been cheating on you? I'm sorry, but I just couldn't wait for the day you tried to drag me down with you, so that's why today is the big day. So there you go. Your plan to take me with you is no more.
The reason I haven't said I'm okay with getting the divorce yet is because of you, though. I told you that I planned on getting a settlement from you and your partner as well, but you would never tell me who she was. So since you were never going to tell me who she was, I was never going to agree with the divorce.
I'm not going to let you get a settlement from her. She doesn't deserve to have her money taken away by you just because she loves me and has been dating me.
Huh?
Anyway, you happen to know who's been going out with me now, so it's over with. And in just a few minutes, I'll be at the courthouse and we'll be divorced. You aren't even my wife to me anymore, so shut the hell up with all your nagging and leave.
I can't anymore. There is no point in me talking with you about this anymore. You're going to be handing in those papers soon anyway, so all that's left for me is to get my money from you.
Huh? Oh, you're going to get money from me now?
Well, of course. If you don't want for Chloe to pay me anything in a settlement, then you're going to have to step in for her and pay yourself. I want both of your guys' settlements, and I want my half of the properties.
Enough playing around. Why the hell do I have to give you any of my money? The reason I cheated was because of you. You're the one at fault here for my cheating on you. So don't expect a freaking penny out of me, you moron.
Did you just say this was all my fault?
I sure did. You're the one that's gotten so old now that you look like one of my aunts. It's your fault for losing your charm and youth. I had to dive overboard and find myself a younger and prettier woman like Chloe. It's your fault that you no longer fit my needs as a wife, and why this divorce is happening. So you have no dang right to be asking me for any money when it should be you paying me.
Don't you frickin' dare start saying some of the most stupid things to me. I might be wrong about this, but aren't you getting just as old as I am? Calling me one of your aunts is like calling you my grandpa, for God's sake. But I would never say any of that because that would hurt your feelings. Yet you're going to blame me now for looking like one of your aunts? Screw you. I said I was going to get treatments done for wrinkles and crap, but you always told me I didn't need any of it. I was going to help myself from looking too old for you, and yet now you're going to act like I was never trying to be a good wife?
And when it comes to our money and properties, I'm getting most of it. You really haven't been making any money while we've been married, and I'm the one with most of the money in our savings.
And the reason you've been making more than me is because you forced me to do everything else in the relationship besides work a dang job. You've been the one making me pay for all the water and electricity with what I've been making. And then to make sure I don't have any other income, you tell me to be home and do all the chores and cooking for you. I am going to get at least half of our things because of that.
Oh, you just keep whining and whining like that until the very end. Just shut the hell up and get your things already. Dang. It's over for you, so get the hell out of my house. This house is meant for Chloe and I to live in now, so get lost.
You're lying, right? You plan to even take the house from me?
Of course I do, you idiot. This is the house I had built, after all, so well, it's mine. So my ex needs to get off of my property now before I have the cops called.
Aspen, thank you so much for today. I know it was a bit sudden of me to ask to resign from my position at work because I'm going to be getting married, but it was so nice seeing everyone celebrating me getting married. And most of all, it was great to see you there celebrating me. I wasn't celebrating you, though, while I was at that party. I couldn't be asked to tell the boss that I'd be leaving work early to skip the party, so I just sat there and waited for it to be over with. Well, I know you are very serious about your work and all that, so parties aren't really your style. But thank you for never telling anyone the truth about what happened between us. I really had this hunch that you'd spill the beans. I guess you're a nicer person than I thought. I don't think I'm that nice. It's just that me telling everyone the truth about how you stole my husband from me wouldn't really fix anything. If anything, it would just make everyone at work feel sorry for me, and I wouldn't want that pressure. So in the end, I chose to just not say anything at all and let you have your fun. I'm really glad to see you're not that much of an idiot then. It's really helped me out a ton. Also, it looks like you got out of Drake's house a lot quicker than I thought you would. I have so many things to thank you for, Aspen. Huh? Did you just say that I left the house? Oh, haven't all your things been moved out of that house now? That's what I heard from Drake. Because of that, starting this weekend, I'll be able to move into that massive house with my new husband and live my dream. I'll have you know that I have no plans of giving up that house. You guys have both chosen not to pay a settlement to me, so what makes you think I'd let you both have the house? Huh? Stop acting like you have anything left underneath you when you're the ex-wife now. I know you once got to call that massive house your own, but it's not yours anymore. I've seen the inside of that place. All of the marbled flooring and the granite countertops. I can tell why you wouldn't want to give a place like that up that easily, but come on, it's not your house. It's Drake's, and with him and his $200,000 a year salary, I'm going to make myself his perfect wife. So give it up already, because neither of us are going to let your sorry butt live in his house. I think a loser like you would do much better in some old rundown apartment somewhere on the east side of town. Excuse me? I think it's becoming time that you started to understand who you really are. A woman your age that's been thrown away by her husband would do best living in some sort of mental ward from now on. I'm about to start living with my rich husband in that massive house of his, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. That happens to be my mom's house, all right? What? So would you quit it with that stupid idea you have in your head saying that you can move in? There's no way in hell I'm going to have to leave my mom's house. The only reason I had most of my things moved out of there is because I sold most of it. I don't want any of my furniture or appliances that would remind me of my idiot husband. What is all of this about? Are you trying to say that the house, that very large and beautiful home, is your mom's house? No way that's the case. That place is my husband's. How the hell could that place possibly be your mom's house? Well, that place has always been her house. If you're trying to ask when it became hers, I think you should be asking when did it become Drake's? Ever since that house was built, it had my mom's name on it. Huh? What did you say? Well, I'm sure that you were never told anything about this. To be honest, I'm sure even Drake has forgotten about this one very important detail. Wait, what are you talking about? Explain to me right now what all of that means. That wonderful house was built by Drake, right? And from what he's told me, the loan has been paid off on the entire place already. So how the hell did the place ever end up falling under your mom's name? Actually, when we had planned on having that house built, we found out that we couldn't get a loan from the bank that would afford the place. What? Drake does happen to make some good money, but he's also really bad at managing that money. At the time, he had just bought himself a brand new sports car, so there was no way he'd be able to get himself another loan. So we couldn't get anything from the bank that would help us out. Is that right? So, as a last-ditch effort, I had my mom be the one to take out the loan for us. I myself had only just found myself a job after getting married, so I didn't have the history to get the loan. And there was no way we could ask Drake's parents for help because his pride is too dang big for his own good. So I had no choice but to go to my mom and ask her with all my heart to help us get that loan. And because of her, you guys were able to get a loan allowing you both to have the house built? After a few trips to the bank pleading our hearts out for the loan. But when they finally told all of us she could get the loan, they made sure that she was the one to put her name on the house as it was being built. That's why that house is still my mom's. But you guys should be done paying off the loan by now, right? That's what Drake told me. He told me that he finished paying his part of the loan. So your mom shouldn't have her name on the house anymore, right? And that's right. We had told him already that he was free to get the house from her as long as he filled out the forms in order to have the name changed. But so far, he's never gotten around to filling out any of the forms. What? All we needed him to do was fill out like 1 or 2 papers and sign them, but he always made it seem like it would be such a huge hassle for him. And after some time passed, I think he just totally forgot all about changing the name on the house to his, and that the house is still legally my mom's. You're lying! I had tried so many times myself to get him to fill out the paperwork, but it became such a pain in the butt for me to keep trying with him. And so far, I've just been paying my mom all the money she wants to keep the house in check and pay the bills. Hence why there hasn't been any issue with us still living in it. There's no way. So are you trying to say that he and I can't live in that massive house? I've been looking forward to standing on those marble floors all week long. Well, if you want to be sure about it, go ahead and talk with Drake. I'm sure if you bring this to his attention, he might actually start trying to fill out those forms for once.
I totally forgot about having the name on the house changed, but all I have to do is hand in the forms now, right? I'm going to get this house back from your mum right now.
I don't think you'll be getting the house back from her, though, because it was never yours to begin with. Who was it that got the loan for us in the first place and paid it off?
Shut the hell up. I was the one that paid it all off, even if she was the one that got the loan for us. In other words, the house has always been for me. Mine. All mine. So stop acting all high and mighty just because your mum's name is on the place right now.
And the only reason you were ever able to have the house built and pay any loan off in the first place is because of my mom. Had she never gone to the bank and asked for the loan over and over again, you wouldn't have been able to live in that house. Stop acting all high and mighty. I believe I should be telling you that.
Excuse freaking me?
Of course, you did help pay off the loan on the house. My mom never put a penny into the place. But when you bring this up with the realty agency or with the court saying that the house was always meant for you, I don't think they'll consider that true. In the end, my mom's name is on the place, so it's legally hers.
Oh, are you guys not going to work with me to change the name on the place to mine now?
Well, I'm your ex-wife now. And according to what my mom has said, since you're my ex-husband, to her you're nothing more than a stranger, so she has no reason to give you her house.
What?
So now that you've been briefed on all that, since you don't own the house and have nothing to do with the owner, it's best that you hurry up and leave the place. I'm the only one that's allowed to live there, according to the owner. So get your crap together and leave.
Screw you. This is the house I bought. I was the one that paid for it. I will not let you get away with thinking my house is yours. Give me my dang house right now.
If you really, really want the house that badly, then how about you call the realty agency and ask them the price on the place? I'm sure that if you offer a really good amount for both the house and land, my mom will be willing to sell it to you.
You're kidding me. I was the one that paid off the loan, and yet I'm being told to buy the place now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Then the amount you pay to have the house might actually meet the amount I wanted to ask from you two in the settlements.
I can't believe that taking our money is all you care about.
Now, if you're able to get all that money ready to buy the place, give me a call. Otherwise, leave me alone. Oh, and by the way, I want all that money paid to my mom in one payment, please. Please, Aspen, please give that massive and beautiful house to Drake right now. If you don't, then he and I won't be able to stay married anymore. The only option we'll have is a divorce. Really? But I thought you both had a very serious relationship. How come not having one large house is going to cause you both to get a divorce? That's because you won't let my husband be the owner of the dang place. Right now, Drake is extremely pissed off, and recently he's been taking all his anger out on me. He's been saying it's all my fault for this because I started to make a scene with you spilling the beans about how I was taking him away from you. And because of that, you've started to hate the both of us and will never let us have the house. Wow, I'm so glad to see he's found someone to take his anger out on. Right now, we're having to live in a small apartment for the time being while we wait to get that house. Compared to the house of my dreams, this place sucks and is way too small for me. And Drake is only getting more pissed while being in this apartment because it's not at all what a man with his salary should have to live in. Every second he goes on about how someone like him shouldn't be in a place like this, and it's scaring me. Well, just let him know that he'll probably never be getting back to the life he once had with me. That'll only make things worse for him. He's already getting much worse as it is. He's told me that if I can't get you to give him that house now, he's going to divorce me really soon. He's threatening me with that. How come Drake doesn't have the money to pay for that place in one payment? I thought he was supposed to be rich. If he can't afford that, then I don't think I want to be with him. But if you give up on one another now, that marriage you both dreamed about will be for nothing, right? Just try your best to love him for the man he is instead of for his money, all right? Huh? I am telling you already that I can't make this work with his moneyless butt. I don't have any money myself, and I already quit my job thinking I'd be a housewife. Well, then how about you ask the company to hire you back? Tell our boss that you left the company after stealing one of your coworkers' husbands, but now you need to get more money because he doesn't have the amount you want. I'm sure if you tell the boss about the whole truth and beg for your position back, they might let you have it. What? I'm totally fine with you telling everyone about how you stole my husband if you're able to come back and work here. I would hate to be all alone being felt sorry for by the company, but by having a disgrace like you come back, we can both share the eyes that will be on us. Also, I happen to be the victim in all of this, so they will be sorry for me. But who's to say what they will all feel about you? No way. I would never tell anyone at work about this. Especially after everyone celebrated me getting married and leaving my job. And especially after I bragged to everyone that I'd be married to a man that made $200,000 a year. There's no way I can ask for my job back with a reason like that. I can't believe that even now you still have such a large amount of pride in yourself. You really are just like Drake. And because of that, you've both lost the house you thought you'd get to live in and are living a really stressful life. Huh? Had Drake not had all that pride that he's tried to save, he might very well have had my mom's house. All he needed to do was be aware that he needed to change the name still, and I totally would have forgiven him for cheating on me by paying off a small settlement to me. Then you both could be living in that huge house, and I would be going back home to my mom. But because he's such a massive pride that he just can't seem to manage, he's now gone and put you both in a small little apartment and left you both fighting each other day after day. What is this? What is with you talking about us like that? All you had to do was just shut the hell up and let us have the dang house. You are supposed to be a miserable ex-wife that lost to me. You are supposed to be some low-life loser. You should by no means be allowed to keep that beautiful mansion of a house when Drake and I deserve it. Well, if I'm not meant to have it, then I'll sell it to the next person who asks for it. From what my realtor has said to me, once the house is listed, it'll be sold in a heartbeat. But then you'll have to see how much the next person is willing to sell the house for. I was just planning to sell the house to you both for the amount I asked for in settlements, but they might not do the same. They might even flip the place and sell it for triple the price they buy it from me for. Do not frickin' sell the house! No way you're selling that house! If the price on that house goes up any further, then there's really no way we'll be able to afford it. But you told me you hated the idea of a low-life loser like me having this massive and wonderful house, did you not? I hate the idea of it, but I'd rather you just live there instead of selling it to someone else. Just wait for Drake and I to have the money, please. Are you sure? Well, I'm going to take your word for it and move out to go live with my mom for a while. That way I won't be selling it, but I also won't be making you feel any worse about having me live there. Now, once you have the money for me, please let me know. I'm sure it's going to take you years to get the amount I want, so we'll have to see how the house holds together without anyone taking care of it for the next few years. After that, both Chloe and Drake started to work their butts off in order to save up enough money to get the house from my mom. But for some reason, those two just don't seem to manage their money well enough, and the two of them fight over how they haven't managed to save up enough money yet. And after a while of Drake always blaming her for never saving the amount he's able to, she blew up and started to blame him for ever asking her to go out with him in the first place if he was already married. They even started to take these fights to the lobby of the apartment building they've been in, and soon the rumors about those two spread around the whole town. And to make things worse for the two, some of Drake's coworkers were also living in that apartment building. And when they heard what was going on, they spread the word inside the office. Because of this, when the word reached his higher-ups, they became worried that having him in town while he was having all this drama would lower his work efficiency, so they had him moved to another office. He was relocated to a smaller office outside the state, where he's now making far less than he was at the main office and is having to work even harder to try and save money.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.